This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And I must say that if I went to Motorworks Brewery, that my noise level would rise because I get a little rambunctious.
You get a little rambunctious over here.
I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine. But you know what? It's there now.
Yeah. It just seems like in a downtown area, there needs to be a little bit more leniency.
Yeah, well, it's mixed use, right?
Yeah,
It's also residential.
Yeah, it's all well and good until you're the person who can't sleep at night because of the noise. So
everybody's got to shake hands and make the best of it. Yeah,
we try.
We are looking for some pretty decent weather today. Daytime highs will again top out warm. Yesterday we hit the 90 mark. Close to the coast, 90 mark. I think we'll get pretty close to that again today. We have a strong wind out of the east, and that's going to prevent too much of a sea breeze, keeping that station thermometer cool. So again, I think a little bit more cloud cover around perhaps. High UV indexes once again. Little chance of rainfall in the afternoon to cool things off. So 90 should just about do it. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
All right, thanks a lot. 301 towards the Palmetto Bridges from the west, or from the east, it's picking up, and also on 301 on State Road 70, or right around 301. It's troublesome in Manatee County, but 75 and 41 are both moving along nicely. As you move down into Sarasota County, no major issues, no accidents or delays. All the major roadways are moving along without any problems. And then as you head down into South County, the same holds true for South County, although the Venice Connector heading south has a little bit of a little more voluminous than normal.
All right, well, topping our news this morning, Manatee County taking a giant step toward opening a new high school in Parrish.
The school board is also moving towards merging two other schools. ABC7's Ray Collins has the details.
You may not have realized how overcrowded some of the high schools are in Manatee County, but listen to the superintendent.
Lakewood Ranch is over 135% over capacity. Braden River is over 120% over capacity, and Palmetto High School is just a little close to 110% over capacity.
And that's exactly why the school board approved plans to move toward building a new high school north of the Manatee River on Erie Road. The land would cost about $2.3 million, but the cost of the new school would be about $75 million. But the board thinks there's no alternative.
By all the development going on, seems like a necessity for our future. And we're supposed to be thinking about not just the present, but the future.
And that's not the only student shuffle coming up. The board also voted to move the Wakeland Elementary IB program into the Johnson Middle School IB program, which would create a combined K-8 program starting in 2017. Board member John Colon says it makes sense.
We don't like to move kids around unnecessarily, but sometimes it's for the greater good. And this is one of those instances.
And one parent urged the board to play this one down the middle.
This is not Wakeland closing. This is Wakeland and Johnson merging. And so our hope is that our administrators at both Wakeland and Johnson will work together, and that this isn't Wakeland moving into Johnson. This is a joint effort.
Also Tuesday, the board voted to spend some $52,000 to settle two lawsuits stemming from the Rod Frazier case. He's the ex-football coach convicted of 4 counts of abusing students and colleagues. In the newsroom, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Also during the meeting, the school board unanimously approved Superintendent Diana Green's new contract. Now she's signed on until June of 2020. She'll have a starting salary of $190,000. And after facing pushback from the community, the school board also unanimously voted to remove a caveat to their original impact fee. The school district had previously told local developers that if voters passed an upcoming sales tax referendum, impact fees would be kept at 50% of the maximum recommended. But last night's vote means developers will eventually be charged 100% no matter what. Several county leaders have said both funding sources are necessary to finance future growth in the district.
Speaking of fees, while we await a ruling in the case of Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman and Citizens for Sunshine, a Manatee County commissioner is being told she'll have to foot the legal bill in her own similar case. Now, county commissioners are denying Robin DiSabatino's request to be reimbursed for $30,000. Citizens for Sunshine filed a lawsuit against DiSabatino back in 2013, claiming she had a private meeting with another commissioner and the Department of Transportation to discuss a road project. DiSabatino settled the case earlier this year, footed the bill on her own, but she was requesting that the county pay her back for her legal fees.
Well, criminals beware, because city leaders on Anna Maria Island are now considering adding license plate recognition cameras near bridges to and from the islands.
I go to Anna Maria Island and see my cousins. They're going to know I'm there.
They're going to know you're there.
Holmes Beach Police. Holmes Beach Police recently wrapping up a trial run with surprising results, and ABC 7's Adam Cellini has the story.
As the warm weather settles in, leaders from the 3 cities on Anna Maria Island are discussing a way to keep tabs on everyone who visits their beaches.
We are paradise. You know, we have a beautiful island community, but not everybody that comes here is someone that we would consider a welcome guest.
Holmes Beach Police Chief William Tokager is spearheading the island's efforts to install license plate readers like their neighbors to the south on Longboat Key. The cameras scan and record each car that drives by and alerts law enforcement if there's a legal issue with the tag, car, or driver.
I am a proponent of it. It has solved crimes out here on Longboat Key. It has prevented other crimes from even occurring, because people know that the cameras are out here and they avoid coming out here if they're going to commit a crime.
Holmes Beach put out temporary cameras for 24 days between March and April and received nearly 4,000 hits on crimes ranging from expired tags to stolen vehicles.
There's no way that you're going to catch all of them, but we did make some arrests and we did capture some people that were wanted, and it worked out very well.
The local branch of the ACLU has expressed concerns with the surveillance devices, questioning how much and how long that data would be retained by law enforcement. But Zita Gavin doesn't mind going on grid if it means tracking down lawbreakers.
It's a small island. We have a lot of people who come on this island, and if that would help the police, that would be I'm for it.
The cities can evaluate the cost of privacy once they figure out the cost of installing these cameras. Tokager says the program is in the early stages and could still be a long way off. License plate recognition data is stored by Longboat Key Police for 1 year, and the Holmes Beach Police Chief says they would likely do the same. In the newsroom, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Adam. Well, as hurricane season approaches, the city of Venice is hosting a seminar today for hurricane preparedness. Our own Bob Harrigan will join the Venice Police Chief, Fire Chief, Red Cross Disaster Program Manager, and other officials for the seminar, and will be able to answer questions from the audience. There will also be booths set up by the Red Cross, Florida Power and Light, the Suncoast Humane Society, and other groups. The event is free and open to the public, and it begins at 9 a.m. in the council chambers at City Hall. A business in Bradenton is battling against the city's decision to adopt Manatee County's noise ordinance. Motorworks Brewing has launched a public petition to protest this ordinance, and according to the Bradenton Herald, the brewery's marketing manager says that the ordinance will drive more people away and would do nothing to help downtown. The proposed ordinance would restrict decibel levels to 65, which is about the same as a small group of people talking. First offenders could face fines and jail time for violating this ordinance. So far, more than 300 people have responded in support of Motorworks in an online survey. Pretty tough to manage something like that, talking, you know, casual talking.
I know, it's a tough balance. And at night, when everything's quiet, the voices carry. And
true.
It's a tough road to hoe, that's for sure. Now, the Gap School in Sarasota has new devices to help calm students down.
A Sarasota woman, Terry Blanco, donated 20 sensory miracle belts to the school. They're therapeutic devices used to calm children with autism. The kids wear the belts in class, and it helps them stay focused on their assignments and control their movements.
I heard about the need for the children here at the Gap School, and I know the benefits of the sensory belt and miracle belt, and I had to reach out and help them.
Every theme park I go to, I wear the miracle belt, and it helps me control my movements and all that.
Gap teachers are calling this donation a blessing. That's so great. It's good to see they like it themselves. It helps them. It's good.
There's so much that's being learned about autism, and you know, now you think about how many people went undiagnosed, but now the fact that how many are being diagnosed on different ends of the spectrum and being helped, and just by things like the Miracle Belt here, it's it's such a huge step forward.
Yeah, it is, and it's great to see. I love that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's such a broad spectrum,
Yes.
you know. It's pretty hard to diagnose sometimes.
Tough.
We are still giving away Hawaiian vacation.
We are. There's the music. Cue it. We have a couple more days left. Only a few more chances for you to win a Hawaiian vacation for 9 days. It's pretty incredible. So you need to enter the word of the day, fishing, today on mysuncoast.com. Enter that word by midnight on the contest page. Grand prize is 3 nights in Honolulu, 6 nights in Maui, and we're still giving away that daily prize of a $100 gift card to the mall at UTC. Only a few more days left in this, so put in that word, type it in. By midnight, fishing is the word of the day today.
Remember the fish tacos in Maui?
Delicious.
Oh my
You
goodness.
two are always rubbing it in.
You've never been to Maui?
No.
I didn't know that.
I know, I need to go.
You will one day.
Yeah.
And you will love it.
And when you go,
You may never come back. Yeah, I'm serious.
The
It's
weather's
so
great, right?
fantastic.
Yes.
That's just one aspect of an otherwise fantastic vacation you will
Yes.
have. Yeah.
When you get off the plane, it's customary to say, "Ooh, akalea mumu."
Is it?
Yes.
You say that every
Yes.
morning. So I think he's got a little Hawaiian in his blood.
To the first Hawaiian you see. It's customary.
What does that mean? I need to look
I
it
don't
up.
think it means
I'm like
anything.
nervous
It
to know what
means
that really
actually,
means.
literally, it's from a commercial in the 80s.
Really?
I hate Joey Susu.
Is it really?
We'll have your weather after the break.
And a special event is taking place at the Ringling next week. We will have the details coming up next.
Many of the murals that had been
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease the new Civic for $169. A well-equipped Civic, just $169. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda, Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
The reason why I joined SWC Properties was from the moment I stepped foot into the office, I felt an immediate family vibe that I knew I wanted to be part of. Didn't matter if you were in the industry for 30 years or it was your first day on the job, everyone had the same mentality, to put the customer before the commission. I like the fact that I can help them with the biggest purchase of their life. It's a very scary situation for them, and I just like taking the time to make it as simple as possible.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
When you don't know who you are, you can be anyone you want to be. You're coming with me.
Ooh, where are we going?
To the most wondrous place in the world.
Roll up, Tangleview's Traveling Circus is here!
This isn't a fairy story. People don't always live happily ever after. But we will. I'm Hetty Feather, and this is my story.
You know what scares me? No electricity. Yeah, when this magical box suddenly stops working, I call the pros at Mr. Sparky and they send a superhero to save the day. How's it going, Pablo?
It's going great, Mike.
Pablo possesses amazing skill. He can perform incredible feats at blinding speed.
Superhero. Couldn't have done it without you.
Modest, too.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Just to be clear, I don't live here.
Shop GoWildHonda.com. Lease the new Accord for $189. Just $189 or 0.9% APR. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda, Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We're warmer than we were 24 hours ago, thanks to the dew point number, which has risen in response to a general easterly wind flow. I think the column of the atmosphere will continue to moisten over the next several days, and that's going to lead to a few more clouds around. Right now, pretty clear skies out there, 72 degrees the air temperature. And even though the dew point is rising, I think we'll probably have very little in the way of any kind of cooling rains this afternoon. So we start the day off a little bit warmer, and we'll end up warm as well, coming in near 90. 70 currently, Wauchula 72, Mayaca City, Arcadia at 71. 74 degrees Northport, 75 Venice and Inglewood, 74 Lakewood Ranch, 72 Parrish, 73 Bradenton, Longboat Key at 76. Across the entire state, it's quiet right now. There's not much going on. In fact, most of the state is pretty much cloud-free. We do have some showers in progress down in the southern tip of the state. Moisture's thicker the further south you go. And in fact, if you're heading to Miami or Lauderdale today for any reason, or down to the Florida Keys, there will be some scattered showers around there. We are not seeing anything going on here. Yesterday, we saw one lone shower build, and that was about it. Kind of encouraged by a sea breeze and the outflow from those storms even further inland. I think today we'll probably see a very similar situation. Very isolated showers. Maybe two instead of one today. That's really about it. Not much activity in terms of weather. But we will see a little bit more cloud cover perhaps, and perhaps a more solid line of clouds in inland areas today. The sea breeze will not be all that strong, however. We have, again, some drier air that was in place yesterday. In fact, historically dry air indicated by the tan, giving way to a little bit more moisture today, but still the air sufficiently dry to really suppress any kind of rain showers. Plus, we don't have that kicker of a sea breeze to talk about. High pressure still remains dominant weather feature over the deep south. We have this trough of low pressure back to the west, which again, today is a focal point for severe weather, as it has been for the last several days, and this trough of low pressure over the eastern seaboard, which we will watch for the potential of a low pressure area to develop there. Should it develop, we could first of all have a tropical system develop there just in time for the start of hurricane season on the 1st. But also in terms of Memorial Day weekend for the other coast, if you're traveling to that coast, it could kind of kick up the seas over there. So we'll watch for it and see what happens. It has minimal effect on our weather. In fact, no effect on our weather. Slightly higher humidity, isolated showers, mostly sunny skies. There's the potential for severe weather again today in the same general locations that we have seen day after day, only the threat is slightly less today. Standard kind of thunderstorm activity possible in the southern tip of the state as we have more moisture there. Nothing severe anticipated. A northeast wind shifts to the east again tonight, coming in briskly, keeping the sea breeze close to the coast. And the forecast for today calls for daytime highs near 90. Chances of rain showers back in the forecast by week's end and over the weekend. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute at 620 right now, looks like the Palmetto bridges are still moving along well. The DeSoto Bridge is picking up more in volume right now southbound than the Green Bridge. So I would take the Green Bridge if I were you. Right now, the interstate still clear, and so is State Road 70, 41, 301. Look great into Sarasota. No issues on the arteries out to 75. It looks like the interstate's still clear. No accidents to report. South Sarasota County looks great as well. Not seeing any accidents there or any slowdowns whatsoever on 41 or the interstates. Well, John Ringling would be turning 150 next Tuesday, and the Ringling Museum will now be celebrating his legacy with an event that includes champagne, cake, and even a mayoral proclamation. It's quite a birthday celebration.
It is. May my birthday celebration be like that. Alice Murphy brings us inside the circus entrepreneur's mansion, Cottazon, and points out something you might not notice at first glance.
There's something beautiful and surprising in every inch of the Cottazon mansion, which was carefully curated by Mabel Ringling. Ron McCarty joins us to discuss two works of art you might miss if you didn't look up.
We're very lucky to have two complete rooms having ceilings by Willie Pagani, because many of the murals that had been done for the theaters in New York City have been destroyed. It's really a huge document. It is more on an illustration type level rather than a fine art painting that you'd see in the art museum, which is also another level of your interest if you love art. John and Mabel were obviously involved in the theatrical productions for the circus. So they were used to dealing with artists that did posters, did costume design for the actual circus. Katazan offered an area that they could really be expressive and do something that would be a lot of fun for Mabel. So when you're looking at this, it is very whimsical and children-like because he was a very famous book illustrator. He did over 100 children's books. He worked from 1904 to 1914 in London doing these incredible books and was considered one of the finest of the golden age of book illustration. This is one of the most interesting parts of Katazan. It's on the 3rd floor, which is really only open for private places tours. And the ceiling depicts Carnival in Venice, which the house is Venetian architecture. So it's based on an event that goes on every year called Carnival. So it's beautiful with lots of costumes. Willie Pagani had done the Ballet Russe posters and costumes for their dance performances. This really depicts the kind of work that you see in that type of illustration. There's a wonderful portrait of John and Mabel right over here that depicts John Ringling serenading his beautiful wife. When he started the circus at 16 years old, he was a singer and also a comedian in the circus. So this is really a wonderful aspect of him singing to his wife.
The personalities of John and Mabel Ringling are evident throughout this stunning mansion, even on the ceilings. While the home was completed in 1926, there's always something new here to discover.
See, I always want to go back and check it out. You never know the little details that you're missing.
I just want to go back in time and check it out during that time that they were living it up. That'd be fun.
I'm going to invent something like that.
Yeah,
someday.
Time travel. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
How many times a year do you use Google to search for something? Well, more like how many times in a day. We'll show you just how many searches are made on the website annually. That's next.
Hey, Vanna, have you heard about the new Wheel of Fortune lottery game?
You bet. It's the ticket for some lucky lottery players to come here to Hollywood.
For a chance to participate in a private, non-broadcast taping of Wheel of Fortune with us.
Play the Florida Lottery game for a chance to win up to $250,000 instantly. And enter to win a VIP trip to Hollywood for a chance to win up to $1 million. Non-winning tickets only.
Play the new Wheel of Fortune game today.
Scratch, spin, and win.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs,
Producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will, Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourselves.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota flooring.
Welcome back at 6:26, and Twitter confirms that it's relaxing its 140 character limit.
Yeah.
You can write more?
Sky's the limit now. Yeah, you can write anything you want.
Goodness.
ABC's Diane Macedo and Kenneth Gibson have this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Twitter is officially relaxing its 140 character rule.
Photos, videos, GIFs, even users' handles will not count toward the limit. The changes are expected in the coming months.
And Pebble, the company known for its line of smartwatches, has just unveiled a new product. The Core is a small button-shaped device that's part fitness tracker, part streaming music player.
And it contains 2 smart buttons, which can be programmed to do everything from order an Uber car to turn on your house lights.
And Google won't give specific numbers, but it does admit it performs trillions of searches a year. 4 years ago, the search giant gave that number as 1.2 trillion.
Now, trillions implies at least 2 trillion a year, or almost 4 million per minute.
That's a lot of searches.
That is a lot, if you can do the math.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
In a good, clean salad, every ingredient is the main ingredient. The new Green Goddess Cobb with avocado, bacon, freshly made dressing, tomato.
What was that?
And chicken. At Panera, food as it should be.
This pimple's gonna last forever.
Oh, come on. Clearasil Ultra works fast to begin visibly clearing up skin in as little as 12 hours. And acne won't last forever, just like your mom won't walk in on you forever.
Stephen! Stephen! Stephen!
Expired.
Stephen! Stephen!
You see what I'm saying? Acne won't last. But for now, let's be clear. Clearasil works fast. And discover Clearasil 5-in-1. One simple step to fight 5 signs of acne.
There are 16 fresh-picked oranges squeezed into each bottle of Tropicana Pure Premium, and absolutely no space for added sugar, water, or preservatives. Tropicana. We put the good in morning.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
People think because the sun's out that everything is just growing in the fields. Well, that's not true because it gets too hot.
Local doesn't always mean it's coming from the Suncoast or even this country. Find out what you need to know to make sure your local produce is actually being grown locally. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC 7, your Suncoast News, on Roku. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC 7, your Suncoast News, on the go.
Do you really need your cell phone to survive? How about your tablet or your computer? Could you go without them for even a day? Tonight on ABC 7 News at 11, I unplug my devices and gadgets for 24 hours.
And show you what it's like living without technology. Tonight on ABC 7 News at 11.
Did you know? Many dogs are returned to shelters simply because they lack obedience. Contact Canine Corral about various training programs. We train dogs and their owners. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter filter moved or broke, and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the Great Plains are cleaning up severe storms and reports of dozens of tornadoes have hit the region.
Plus chaos out west as protesters interrupt Donald Trump's rally in New Mexico.
And with a chance to clinch the Eastern Conference Finals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, well, they took on the Penguins at home. We'll tell you what happened coming up.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And, well, we had the lightning trying to strike last night. Well, all those storms out west, that's been...
Incredible video.
Yeah, it is amazing.
People are okay.
Yeah, remarkable video. There were like over 30 tornadoes around. And that's the third, fourth day in a row that we've had that the same general area get hit by severe weather. And it's likely again today in some parts of that same general area, seeing more tornadoes and rough weather. Meanwhile, we just get the heat, and boy, has it been turned on. 90 degrees yesterday. We'll probably see that pretty close to a 90-degree mark again today. Not much in the way of any kind of cooling rainfall in the afternoon. And we'll continue to watch the shower chances increase as we head into the next several days. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic, there is an accident to tell you about on I-75 southbound. It's between mile markers 240 and 229, so there's going to be some issues on the morning commute. That's I-75 southbound between mile markers 240 and 229. So plan your day accordingly. And otherwise, Manatee County, the Palmetto Bridges, the DeSoto Bridge is really backed up coming over into Manatee County in downtown Bradenton. Then there is another accident south of that on I-75 southbound at mile marker 217. So be aware of that one as well. None of them seem to be causing backups at this point, but as people head out the door, it might if they don't get cleaned up. In Sarasota County, everything is moving along nicely, all from top to bottom of the county.
Well, topping our news this half hour, a new round of severe storms are on the move, and at least 24 tornadoes have been reported across 5 states.
The storm system is moving through the Great Plains. In Kansas, at least 2 people are injured after tornadoes tore buildings apart. And just yesterday alone, 26 tornadoes were reported in 5 states from Michigan to Texas. 18 in Kansas alone, now including rare twin twisters. Sirens also blared in Oklahoma, Colorado, and in Arkansas, raging floodwaters swept away a 13-year-old boy, and he was thankfully found safe several hours later. The teen had been pulled into a drainage ditch when police heard him calling from below a grate.
He advised me that when he was being swept down the pipe, that he saw another pole or something sticking out under the ground here, and he said he was approximately 10 to 15 yards back up under this parking lot, and he just hung on as tight as he could.
Police say, thankfully, the boy was in good spirits when they pulled him out, as I think anybody would be if they were saved from possible death.
Thank God he's okay, and hopefully everybody else can stay safe.
Yeah, from what John's saying, it's going to be another crazy, hectic day out there. So.
Well, in other national news, President Obama is wrapping up his 3-day visit to Vietnam with a town hall-style meeting in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, however, instead of spending the day with current leaders, he's focusing on meeting with future leaders of the country.
President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
President Obama was welcomed like a rock star in Ho Chi Minh City.
Hello. Mr. President, I want to say that you are so handsome.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sure that...
The president spent his final day in Vietnam with young leaders, fielding one question about his marijuana use when he was young.
So like smoking weed and, things like that. I wonder what makes you from that guy become a guy who, care about the society.
You never know exactly why something inside you clicks and you decide to take a different path.
The president asking this young musician to rap for him.
Before I answer your question, why don't you give me a little rap? Let's see what you got. Do you need like a little beat?
Đứa mà đời vậy là hey, it's been a crazy day. Khi mà ta nhắm hai đôi mắt xuống mái chèo chơi với mày.
His stop caps off a 3-day trip to Vietnam, where the president ended a decades-long lethal arms embargo at a time when China is making territorial claims in the South China Sea. China's Communist Party newspaper writing the president's decision could risk turning the region into a tinderbox of conflict. Secretary of State John Kerry insisted the move had nothing to do with China.
This is not about China. Nothing that we did here or are doing here is focused on China. We're not saying China is wrong in its claims. We're simply saying resolve it peacefully, resolve it through a rules-based structure.
President Obama now on his way to Japan, where he'll meet with world leaders at the G7 summit tomorrow. On Friday, he makes the historic stop at Hiroshima, becoming the first American president to visit the city where the U.S. launched the world's first atomic bomb.
Meanwhile, in the race for the White House, chaos in New Mexico at a rally for Donald Trump. Angry protests erupting outside the rally as people threw rocks and bottles, lit fires, and trampled police cruisers. Police had to use pepper spray and tear gas to break up the crowds. Some protesters found their way inside, though, interrupting the candidate over a half a dozen times during his speech. Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, the focus is on California as both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders make the rounds through the state.
And back here in Florida, the state has reached an agreement on how much they will pay the ACLU after losing a battle to keep a ban on gay marriage. State officials have agreed to pay out $213,000 to cover attorney fees and other costs as well. Attorney General Pam Bondi's office is also negotiating a settlement with another group of attorneys involved in the case. Earlier this year, a district judge ordered the state to pay the fees of attorneys who filed federal lawsuits challenging the ban. The ban was ruled unconstitutional at the end of 2014.
In Miami, 5 people involved in an elaborate tax scam are now under arrest. The Treasury Department says the group posed as IRS agents and demanded money from victims for overdue taxes. They received nearly $2 million from 1,500 people in the scheme. The IRS says impersonators are the largest scammers in agency history. Overall, over 1 million Americans have reported receiving such calls. 6,400 of them have reported being cheated out of $36 million.
Well, the Tampa Bay Lightning had a chance to clinch the Eastern Conference Finals right here at home last night, but the Penguins weren't just going to let it happen. They weren't going to roll over. Early in the first, though, Jonathan Drouin scoring on the open net. His goalie Matt Murray was out of position. The Bolts strike first, or do they? They go to video replay, and it was actually Drouin who was out of position because he was offsides right there as the puck comes across the blue line. They wave off the goal, and the Penguins took it from there. They scored 3 unanswered goals on the goalie there, Alexandre Vasilevsky, and Tampa Bay tried to make a comeback, but too little, too late. The Penguins win 5-2, and we're heading back to Game 7. It'll be back in Pittsburgh tomorrow night, and the Lightning possibly going to be the first team, if they can, return to the finals the year after they lost it the year before, since 2009. And
still could win and just didn't win on home ice.
As long as you're in it, you got a chance to win it. The Rays won yesterday over the Marlins. They play the Marlins again tonight at Tropicana Field. And also the Tampa Bay not getting the Super Bowl in 2019, 2020, or 2021.
One game, right?
One game. One game for all the marbles.
One game. Showers in the forecast down the road. We'll talk about that after the break.
Be the Thunder.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air air conditioning and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month, complimentary maintenance included, at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota, Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So I think as you head out the door this morning, the first thing you'll be struck with is how much warmer the air is. 72 degrees the air temperature, and the reason for that is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, keeping that nighttime temperature a little bit higher. We have a dew point of 65 now. Yesterday's dew point was in the upper 50s, so a significant increase in the amount of moisture in the air. And that moisture content was going to increase each day for the next several days until we get to a really kind of humid, sticky, thick feel to the air as we head into the weekend. Summertime feel to the air, which is what we would expect at this time of year. East wind coming in at about 7. We have fairly quiet conditions across the entire area. Very quiet conditions. Clear skies. 70 degrees in Wauchula, 71 in Arcadia. Mayaca comes in at 72. We have 72 degrees in Parrish, 72 in Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch comes in at 73 degrees, 75 in Venice, and Inglewood coming in at 74 degrees, 73 in Northport, and Punta Gorda comes in a little cooler at 69. Across the region today, a lot of sunshine in the forecast. We have a little bit of rain shower activity down in the very southern tip. I think if you're traveling to the Keys today or down to Miami, you are likely to see a few scattered showers around, no doubt about that. The atmosphere from Lake Okeechobee south is a lot thicker in moisture. A pretty sharp division between where it's dry and where it's moist. Now, yesterday we saw an isolated shower inland, well inland, and I think today we have a chance of seeing a similar sort of situation as we develop a shower or two across the region. Not much in the way of any kind of large-scale rain showers along the spine of the state today just because the air is still so dry. Yesterday, the tan contours indicating the very dry air in place, now kind of giving way to a little bit more moisture. We'll probably have a few more fair weather clouds around today. But again, the likelihood of seeing any kind of large-scale showery activity is just not in the cards. We have a big ridge of high pressure that sits over us. We have a trough that sits down to the south, extends out into the Atlantic, and connects to a low pressure area off the coast of the Northeast. And then we have this trough of low pressure that exists in the center part of the country, where once again today, the threat for severe weather exists, although perhaps not quite as strong as it did yesterday. A general easterly wind flow is a warming wind for us, and that will continue to provide us with the chance of some temperatures that will be up very close to the 90-degree mark in many locations. Slightly higher humidity, though, you'll certainly notice that, and an isolated shower under mostly sunny skies. Forecast calls for shifting winds, east-northeast, becoming a little bit more westerly in the afternoon, then switching back. 2-foot seas, moderate chop on bay and inland waters, an 8:37 low tide, a high tide at 2:24, and the official Suncoast forecast calls for continuing fair weather with increasing rain chances over the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at your commute right now at 6:47. We're still seeing that accident on I-75 southbound between exits 240 and exit 229. Right now, it doesn't look like it's causing major slowdowns, but if you're coming from further north heading south into Manatee County and Sarasota, it could be a little slow as we go through the morning. The Palmetto bridges are clear at this point in the morning. I'm not seeing any issues there, but the interstate is seeing another problem at I-75 southbound at exit 217, which is the State Road 70 exit. There is an accident being reported there on the southbound side of the interstate. No slowdowns just yet because of it, but be aware of that one as well. 301 definitely picking up in volume, and we're seeing those normal hot spots in the downtown Sarasota area or as you approach downtown Sarasota on 41. Arteries out to 75 look good at this point, and I don't see any major issues as we head into South Sarasota County. Everything is clear on 41 and the interstates.
All right. Well, what happens when your kid gets sick at school? It's an important question for any parent and one that has the nation's top pediatricians group calling for a change.
Yes, almost 2/3 of schools do not have adequate school nursing staff, and the American Academy of Pediatrics releases a policy statement asking pediatricians to push for at least one school nurse in every school. The organization argues that having school nurses in every school could pay off economically as well. One study estimates that for each dollar spent on school nurses, more than $2 were saved by avoiding the doctor's office and keeping parents at work.
And Bill Cosby will face trial on charges connected to rape allegations. A judge in Pennsylvania ruled there is sufficient evidence to go to trial on the 2004 case involving the comedian and Andrea Constand. The former Temple University coach claims Cosby drugged and raped her. Authorities didn't charge Cosby at the time, and the two reached a civil settlement in 2006. New evidence, however, has prompted prosecutors to reopen the criminal case.
We're here because we want to seek the truth. We're here to serve justice.
And if the inconsistencies that plagued this investigation from the beginning continue to plague it now, this case should end immediately.
If convicted, Cosby could face up to 10 years in prison. The next court date is July 20th.
The latest season of Dancing with the Stars may be over, but things are just beginning for this year's winner. Niall DeMarco took home the Mirror Ball last night in the show's season finale. Niall beat out UFC fighter Paige Van Zandt, I think I said her name right, to win the competition. Good Morning America meteorologist rounded out the top 3 finalists, Ginger Z. Niall says he hopes his victory will make a difference for deaf America. Incredible.
Brad Pitt to the rescue. The actor is filming his latest movie in the Canary Islands over the weekend. He was out greeting his fans when he noticed one was being crushed by the mob of people around her and him. The young girl was being pushed into the fence, and Pitt noticed her and went to see if she was okay. He lifted her over the fence to get her away from the crowd and spent some time with her. 11 years old she was, and she didn't appear to be harmed, and sure, she has a story now she'll be able to tell forever.
She's a lucky girl.
She
went for it, even if she got hurt. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that was nice of him.
You hear about the soccer mobs and the Who concert back in '77 in Cincinnati. Like, you get stuck in that mob and you don't have control over it anymore, and you can just
It really can get dangerous. People need to be careful.
So he saved her. He became a true superhero.
Brad Pitt saved
He should be the next Batman.
Oh, that would be nice, right? Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Easy killer. A boy whose Pokemon cards were stolen from him got even more than he lost when they were all returned, not by Brad Pitt, but we'll tell you who did return them coming up.
At ABC7, our entire weathercast is dedicated to the Suncoast, and now we bring it to you like never before with the all-new official Suncoast forecast.
Beach and boating forecast. The winds will be out of the northwest at 10 knots.
Now, with the most advanced graphics and technology, we bring you weather where you live, pinpointing right down to your neighborhood.
Zooming into the Sarasota Bayfront,
the all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's a holiday made for us. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Did you know May 25th is National Wine Day? Of course we are celebrating. And wait till you see all the different products where wine is found. We'll get our safety goggles on and fire up a blowtorch to give glass blowing a try. Plus, it's Suncoast for sale, and Chef Judy tells us where to go for the best Memorial Day munchies.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Do you really need your cell phone to survive? How about your tablet or your computer? Could you go without them for even a day? Tonight on ABC7 News at 11, I unplug my devices and gadgets for 24 hours and show you what it's like living without technology. Tonight on ABC7 News at 11.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on-site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to $2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Taking one last look at traffic in this 6 o'clock hour. Right now, we're still seeing an accident on I-75 southbound at the exits between 240 and 229. Not seeing slowdowns just yet because of that, though. Further into Manatee County, right now it looks like we're still seeing another accident being reported on I-75 southbound at the State Road 70 exit 217 on the I-75 southbound lanes. So be aware of that. No slowdowns just yet because of that. The Palmetto bridges look good. Sarasota roadways are, wow, they're all clear at this point in the morning. And even South Sarasota County looks great.
Zero weather woes this morning. We're looking at some pretty clear skies out there. Daytime high temperatures like yesterday top out near the 90-degree mark. I think over the next several days we'll find increasing humidity, and then as we head into the weekend, chances of showers.
All right, thanks a lot, John. A boy in Cleveland has a new friend to trade Pokemon cards with. 9-year-old Bryce was walking to a friend's house with a binder full of his prized Pokemon cards in his hands when an older boy came up and stole the binder from him. The bully ran off, and when Bryce's mom called the police for help, one of the officers decided to bring part of his own card collection with him. He just happened to have it handy because he's always carrying it. He gave Bryce his cards while they looked for the thief, and they were able to find the boy who stole the binder and returned it to Bryce. The officer says his Pokemon cards were priceless items, and he was glad he was able to make someone else smile with them.
Aww,
Yes,
so you can bond over anything, even Pokemon cards.
Yeah, it's like this day and age is baseball cards or trading cards, but the fact that his mom always said that Pokemon, you won't amount to anything. And yet he helped the little boy out, and now he could prove his mom wrong.
And he got the bully.
Those Pokemon cards are useless.
See there? Got to keep those Pokemon cards.
Yes. All right, stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great morning.